I had a C-section about 2 weeks ago, and in terms of how it was before, I've had a C-section before about 6 years ago, and the experience has been very different with that C-section versus this C-section, and I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of my providers. I didn't have everything lined up before, so having other illnesses that need to be managed, I wasn't able to. I didn't anticipate it being as difficult as it was to have a C-section. So I didn't set anything up for success. So I didn't have a chiropractor. I didn't have my providers ready to go with pain control and things of that nature. This time, I had I had my other, like my neurology for my migraines. I had other providers line everything up and have the recommendations for afterwards much better. So the experience has been much more pleasant this time, and it was intolerable last time.
What's your best advice for somebody you had a planned C-section? So what's your advice for someone to get ready for that?
I would say one of the main things would be some sort of like either physical therapy or some sort of like exercise to like help out the back, because a lot of my pain is in the back. And even other stuff to kind of help you strengthen those muscles that kind of get overused and change in posture, changes the way you're walking and standing. So that helps with that, along with all of the providers that, like with the chiropractor, it's hard to get the muscles to work right if you're not aligned properly, so to speak, right? So things were like, I would imagine if I didn't come to you, things would be spasming in different places because of that misalignment, and they didn't function well together without that. And then also, if you have other chronic illnesses, then make sure that you have the providers on board too, to have recommendations for afterwards to make sure you're set up for success, essentially.
Yeah, that's great advice. How much with your providers did they prep you with musculoskeletal, like your other providers besides me? How much instruction or guidance did they give you in terms of your recovery, or what to do, what not to do, or it was sort of like just don't do anything?
So unfortunately, it boiled down to C-section, no exercise, don't do anything, you know, just sit tight. And so for 6 weeks, I'm supposed to just sit there.
It is major abdominal surgery. It really is.
It is.
Yeah. But you have a baby to take care of.
Correct.
That you need to lift and carry that thing and drive and all those things. What instruction? Just nothing?
They just said basically don't lift any more than how much the baby weighs, basically, right? So no lifting. They said no driving for 2 weeks. They said no exercise for 6 weeks. I unfortunately don't have the luxury for that. I don't do any vigorous exercises, but certain things like stretches that I can do while sitting that don't get the abs too much like working, I do those.
Do you think some people might be confused by that, where this is affected right here, but like in terms of your headaches, you have chronic headaches, that they might not think to do the exercises or stretches that wouldn't affect their stomach? Do you think that some people could, a lot of people do that, where it's like, oh, go home and do nothing, but you forget, I broke my foot and the same thing. It's like then the whole body doesn't get done, but there's a lot you can do, right? Which makes you feel more empowered if you could do range of motion.
Right. I feel like a lot of it, I don't have much of an option. If I sat there for 6 weeks, I'd be dying in pain.
Yeah.
So I had to a certain degree, but I also recognize where they're coming from. They don't want the stitches falling apart, so I don't do anything with the abs and the core in the front.
Plus you have like life, you have kids, you have like, you just can't just sit there. So I think more direct instruction on exactly what you can do, what's great to do that you can do stuff, right? And what you can't do.